It's a little zoomed in, but that should be fine. And hello and welcome to another live edition of Candlepin Bowling. We're going to try the fancy camera again at Putnam Street Lanes here in Fitchburg, Mass. We're bowling on lane 10. They just reopened last Sunday. If they opened a day before, we would have been live bowling from here then. So here we are, lane number 10. We haven't been here in a while. And it seems Massachusetts is making things even more impossible now. So they're making the rules so that if I go to work, I'd just rather bowl in New Hampshire because they're making it impossible to do in this state. They're not even allowing people to have a beverage in a bowling alley. And it's not this place, it's the state. And this state can suck royally sometimes. I almost said something I don't want to say. And I try to keep the political stuff off this channel, and that's as far as I'll take it. But yeah, I might be doing stuff in New Hampshire if I'm gonna try and figure a way to circumvent that rule without having to put the establishment itself in jeopardy. I don't want to do that to anybody. So without further ado, let's get going. Make sure that the good camera's still working, and it is. Like I said, we don't know how long, but we'll see. I think I found a very slippery spot. Start with a lovely 6. My joints are also not warmed up. I got robbed. Niner. Oh, I never put in the stuff I know. Alright. Enter. To start the scoreboard. Yes. Enter. Yes. Enter. Now everything. I remember it's 6 and 1, 9 and 2. There we go. 9 and 2. It did not pick it up fast enough. 9 and 2. There we go. Yeah, last computerized system was automatic, so I forgot the semi-automatic to put in all my stuff. I just want to get it, start and finish as soon as I can. Another niner. And because it's a pain, camera off and show you the scoreboard. I'll only do that after every game. At the half, I'll tell you what it is. Middle finger for 9. Slowly rebuilding. That one fell out. Now all I can hope for is an Emily, which is nothing in ball 1, everything in 2. We got another 9. And here's the halftime report. And I said oh, got a pin standing up. Yeah, I can't have pins standing up in the pin in the hit, which happens a lot at this place. Halftime report: 6 in 1, 9 for the other 4. A good game. Average skill, according to ICB records of casual league bowlers, is 90. 80 to 100 is the typical fluctuation. Well, 100 obviously good. 80 is acceptable. And click, click. Nobody yet. Got an 8. Here's our 4th bowling ball. Perfect. Right where I wanted that to go. Which El Stinko lives up to its name with all. Curse of the Phil stink frame of 3, which kind of almost. That kind of helps to not ruin it. That means we get 2 El Stink of the bonus balls. What will they add up to? I've got multiple double strikes here. I've done it at Acton because it's a grease pit. I've done it at Brian's, which is hard. I've done it at Mason's, which is amazing. And last but not least, and surprising that it wasn't one of the first, New Palace. So can we do it here again? Let's find out. highly unlikely, but we've done it. At least a 7. El Stinko. Not the best fill on a strike, but for the score itself, good enough. So we've made a good game. Too bad about that. The 3. El Stinko really stinking. Alrighty. And purple has a lousy reception. Game number 2. It's funny that my 4th ball's missing. Slip, but it wasn't bad. Better than the previous start. We got a 9. Piece of wood behind the 1 and 2 can help. It could help that way too, with Putnam Street's famous pin action, which we have debunked billions of times, that it's legit. It's a 10-pin plate, which is why they can move so easily. That's a 10. And I doubt I could call that, and I wish it was a ball 2 movement, because I don't think it would have taken that 7. Suddenly, we're halfway to Worcester. I went for a semi-safety throw, going for the Brooklyn side of the head pin. Got a 9. Now, I've never thrown one that was that explosive. The ball may or may not be on bordering fast, but it did the job. Time for 2. I'll stinkle the bonus balls again. Let's see if we can get a double strike. It's happened here a couple times. The pins did not fly right. fill on a strike. That's pretty decent. It is all we're getting. Oh, pin. It was stuck in the ball. Half time. 9, 10, 9, strike, and then an 8, which happens to be the fill. We're at a fairly solid 54. There we go. There's the first I wish it was ball 2 moment. Yeah, ever since bowling balls have had to be sanitized, which I do to my own, ball returns don't seem to work too well. That's anywhere. And the real skillful thing about that shot is it hit nothing and never went in the gutter. Time for the Emily again. 0 and 1, all in 2. Another 10. These 9s and 10s really help to push the score up. Welcome to Masons? Or shall we say welcome to COVID lanes? An 8 from that train wreck is fine. All right. 2 more frames to get 8 to hit smack dab of average. 18 to hit 3 digits. And we got a pin in the pin. There. Spare that one up. That almost guarantees a 3-digit score. Stop short of saying guarantee. Because no spare ball for quite a while has been good. It's time for El Stinko the bonus ball. Just need 4 pins on El Stinko to make it 3 digits. Otherwise, we need a total of 8 in some combination. El Stinko stunk with a 3. got the minimum. A very weak 5, but we made it there. No bad frames, just bad fills, that 3 fill. It's so bad it doesn't want to focus on it. You got 100. Although in this place, not getting 100 means you're not doing very well. Gotta get it at least once. And even once is a little bit lackluster. Game number 3. Don't that sort of look familiar? It did not end like that, though. Air conditioning here is a little better in Mason's. I think they're all running it low because the whole pandemic and lack of people showing up. Anyway, El Stinko, the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? None of them have been good for a while, at least on a spare. Masons, I'm practically sweating through my clothes at this point. All right, let's see what happens. Strike on spare. Well, I guess we can say we finally got a decent spare fill. That being said, it's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball, ×2. So far, we got a perfect game going. In Candlepin bowling, a perfect game is being able to knock down all 10 pins in your turn for each frame. Lowest scoring perfect game is all 3 balls shot in each frame and a score of 100, which some guy did over the previous summer. The highest, of course, would be 300, which has never been achieved in Candlepin. World record score is 245, held by Chris Sargent and originally by some guy named Sem, I keep forgetting his first name. Okay, 2 El Stinkos. We've double striked here, I think, twice. Let's see if we can do it a third. Nope. Which the fill will be. No perfect game. Niner. Best attempt at a perfect game happened at, of all places, Brian's Bullaway in Gardner, which is a hard house. I went the first 7 frames with 10s or better. 8 and 9 were 8s, and then 10 was a 10. It was a 104. The closest I came to a perfect game. Still, this is not a bad game at all. As it hit wood on the plate, it counts. A fair ball is anything that hits a fair piece of wood on the plate, or if it's in between the gutter, if it's in the gutter and the plate, so long as you hit it on the plate, or any standing pin. is considered a good ball. So we got at least a 9. Now a 10 and a half time, which started with a spare, as it's doing a 10 animation right now. Started with a spare. Second frame is a strike, which is a 10 fill on 1. Then the third frame is a 9. The first ball knocked down the 9, and then the other 2 didn't get anything else. And then a 10. And we are giving it to you a little early, so what will frame 5 be? And then I'll give you frame 5 in the halftime. So it's a spare, so strike, no, spare, strike with a 10 fill on 1, 9 in 3, which is the fill for 2, a 10 in 4, and a spare in 5. We are at one of my higher halves, 68 with El Stinko. Gotta love the Putnam Street lanes, and hello to Chris Allen. It's not letting me go all the way, barely visible. Hello, Tom, and hello, Joseph. What's up? So far, my score. Time for El Stinko. Can we get the half to over 70? Gotta love the Putnam Street pin action. 100% legit because of the 10 pin plate. 68 half. Another spare. This is going to be one of my higher scoring games. And a random bell. El Stinko, the bonus ball. That's usually used on the tournament. I wonder if they had a bell and I never noticed it. El Stinko. Let's see what we get. Back to normal. El Stinko stuck with a 2, but that piece of wood could probably help do some damage, or at least get a point if it's way off. Curse of the Fill, a 7. 3 frames to get 5 points, to get that many numbers in the score. This may be the high game. Well, we didn't want the head pin to go. Look at that mess. 2, 7, 8, 9. believe the collapse may have started. 7. All right, last pin fell. Because as I mentioned, and I repeat things during the stream because people jump in and out. Pins here at Putnam like to stand up in the pit, and that's not allowed. All right, slowly rebuilding. That's an 8. That just barely stayed on the lane. So of course the great collapse has occurred, but the game is pretty good. There it is. Those 2 7s didn't help. El Stinko, the 2 didn't help. 118. Also remember where we're bowling. I went to Academy Lanes yesterday. Ooh, good job, Joseph. And hello. Yeah, at Academy, that's pretty good because, I mean, the one time I've been there, it was stupid easy, but then it was ridiculously hard the other time I've been. It seems to be variable. All right. Game number 4, 118. I think that might be the high of the day. Nothing to sneeze at, especially just coming back. I thought my natural curve of the ball, the way it usually does, I thought that was going to miss. It didn't curve. Therefore, spare. Time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? Good news, 6. Bad news, El Stinko left a stinky leave, but some favorable wood. If we can hit that wood in the middle where those 2 pieces are, easy spare. 6. Too far to the right. Way too far to the right. 9er. Well, we're halfway to Worcester again, on the worst side, just like last time. As Dave Madla says, if we can get a spare, it's pretty when it goes. It's exactly how ball 2 was last time. Got screwed and only a 6. Close. 8. All right, that's the way to end the half. So that being said, halftime report. Make sure this is still going. Spare and 1. 9 and 2. First 6 filling the spare. Then the dreaded 6 and 3. 8 and 4. Strike and 5. So far, the half is a 49 with 2 El Stinko the bonus balls to come. We've double striked here a couple times before. We almost did it a third time. Could this be it? Not likely, but you never know. The exact same thing happened, except a favorable piece of wood for a spare. If it wasn't for the 10-pin plate, that spare would not have happened. So we got a 10 fill on the strike. So the half is at a 59. Time for El Stinko the bonus ball on frame number 7. Let's see what this gives us. I did not see the 9-pin. 7's not bad for a spare fill. We gotta wait for the wood to settle down. There's a piece rolling in the front. Probably wouldn't have mattered too much. 8. I mean, the difference would have been 2 points. All right, so we're already in good territory. 16 away from 100 with 3 frames left. Oh boy, the 4 horsemen. What a helpful piece of wood. War, famine, and death fell, but conquest remains. 10. Something felt a little off about that ball. Still got a strike from it. Wonder if it got into grease. That does happen over time. Anyway, 2-0 stink of the bonus balls again. Twice we came close to a double strike. Can we do it this time? Like I said, it's kind of like a pipe dream, but it almost happened twice, so it can happen. 7 fill at the worst. Nine fill is what we're getting. Huck that one away. Oh, this one's actually higher. That's 6, does not help. That's a 6 right there. Decent fills. $1.22. Like I said, remember where we're bowling. It's known to be, in spite of being the oldest Candlepin house in the world, it's also known to be probably the easiest, questionably most legit and easiest house in the world. But we've debunked the questionable part of it many times on camera. They've said the pin plate was juiced. We've been there. I rubbed the back end of my palm on the plate and nothing came up onto my palm. Start another game. We've shown you the balls. They come back completely free of any of the telltale signs, although if you do it really well, it's possible to not have that happen. And the balls don't get slippery as you keep going. That's another telltale sign it ain't juiced. Game 5. Stuck on the approach. Start with 9. Yeah, that would have been too much. Take another 9er. 10. Way too thin. Seven to help hurt things a bit. That helped. Another 10. I believe we are at halftime. As it finishes the 10 animation. 9, 9, 10, 7, 10. Right smack dab in the middle of average skill with the 45. Still great bowling. Thanks, Tom. Spare. That means it's time for El Stinko the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? Let's see. That's why I say to the bowling gods, if it's going to be off, at least hit some pocket so more pins will fall. Kind of like that. Decent 6 fill and a decent spare possibility, especially with that wood behind the 1-2. Wrong side of the head pin, but world famous easy Putnam Street action got the spare. That's why I like this place. El Stinko the bonus ball again. What will the bonus be this time? El Stinko was fair, but the leave I don't like. It's a 5. As Dave Madela calls it, the 1589, the flux capacitor. And 6 is all we're getting. We're already in good territory with 2 frames to go. 2 frames to get 8, 18 for 3 digits. Sad part is that's exactly where I aimed. I was hoping that if I hit the wood a little further to the left, it would have sent the ball into the other two. Stole the 10. Bad news, the head pin fell. Good news is, if we hit the wood on the line or slightly to the left, we should spare it. Nope, it had to be to the left of the line. It was right on it. Still not bad. The other shot that I thought would have worked still wasn't bad either. That sounded a bit off. Niner. Not bad. This is the one bad thing about the good camera. That 6 frame sucks. That 7 doesn't help. 101. I'm surprised that this camera still actually is working. Maybe the magic is to force all the other applications to completely stop dead. Force a stop. So the only thing really running is the necessities. It's not rooted, but just the basic necessities. All the hogs are shut off. Game 6. But we know when we plug it in, we're at 37% battery. You know when we plug it in, we're going to have to probably switch over because it does not like to work. Time to go for the Emily. That's nothing in 1 and all in 2. Nice recovery. If I hit the 2 pieces of wood in the middle, we could probably make a spare. that didn't settle down. 8. Seven. Once again, the Emily. And the big crash. 7. Halftime report, barely acceptable. 10, 8, 8, 7, 7, 40. High single, done at New Palace, is a 142. Low single, done at Mason's, 44. High triple, also done at New Palace, 325. And my high here at Putnam Street is 139. Not happening. Then again, we've had a game that was even lower than this and then exploded at the end. It's not low enough to explode at the end. That's not to say a mark or decent numbers couldn't happen. It's just the obvious explosion. Means it's time for 2. I'll stinkle the bonus balls. What will the bonus be this time? Five fill ain't too bad, but it's Bob Caleri. Hi, Bob. Let's see if we can get rid of him. Bye, Bob. This is the easiest place to get rid of him, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Wrong wood, 9er. 3 frames to get 16. And lousy 7. Is there a standing pin back there? Yeah, it must have fell down at the last minute. As I say, I repeat things because people jump in and out. Putnam Street is known to have pins stand up in the pin plate, or not in the pin plate, but in the pit, and that's not legal. Sometimes we have to throw a ball down there to get it to go away. All right, so actually I might. Okay, 9 within 2. Way off. That would have been a stupid, dumb luck spare if that happened. Nine. So we're at the minimum. And not a bad game. Almost average, pretty close. The 3 sevens did not help. 89. Battery's starting to get a little low. Might be time for freeze frame, known as plug in the battery, external. There it is. It does not like to do that. That camera especially does not like to work when that's in. So it's going to get super stuttery and ultimately fail, and we'll have to go back to the traditional no def cam. Game 7. The wood giveth, the wood taketh away. What could have been a 10 is a 9. And that's the I wish it was ball 2 moment for 10. Had to do better there. wonderful stink frame of 2. And that's not the 2 that I will let live. It scored, but it sucked. And a 5. Oh, they still have the carpet with the powder on it. I think they need to hit the not sliding. That's an 8. Time to dip into the powder. Yeah, doesn't seem to have much powder on it. It just made it worse. The slide disappeared. Nine, 10, 2, 5, 9, 35. But I guess this will be a junk game. Slide's gone. That strike can help. All right, 2 all. First El Stinko is a 4. Crappy leave. 6 for a fill. for the game, okay. For the actual strike, not so good. The 6 erased everything. We can still get a good game out of it. Yeah, there's nothing left in this game. That's a 5. Probable. All right, to just barely be passable, we need 3 more. Yeah, something's not right. And stink game. Mediocre at best. Yep, you can show it now. Nothing good at all. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, half the frames sucked. Half of them sucked. My hands are also getting dirty, so maybe we need to wash the bowling balls. But I have to go to the bathroom, wipe the towel, come back. Or just grab some towels with some water on it and scrub them off. Okay? Alrighty. We'll try again. I'm gonna wash the bowls. I don't think that's the front. All right. All right. Pressing buttons. Things should happen. Hello, Candlepin bowling fan. How's it going? Well, till the last game, okay. We were a couple 80s, a lot of 90s, a few hundreds, and then a 77. I'm believing my left hammy might be telling me that things may be going south. Let's see what happens at game 8 if I'm still having problems. Then call it good. Something's not right. Got a 9 though. Went in the gutter, that's a 9er. We got the Emily. That's ball 1 is nothing, ball 2 everything. So it's time for El Stinko the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? It's not as good as it looks, but a 6 fill ain't too bad. Curse of the fill, only a 7. Yeah, I think I might be done. The slide's gone. Lousy 3, and speaking of, halftime. 9-9 spare. Lousy 7 and 4. 6 of them fell in the first ball, and then at wonderful 3, 44. That's the only somewhat redeeming thing here. And then I just get screwed anyway. where I wanted, but I didn't think that spare would have happened. Maybe this will save it. I don't know. El Stinko the bonus ball. Let's see what we get this time. Six fill and not a bad leave either. Alright, I think I might be starting to find an alternative to the no slide. I mean, it's not ridiculously sticky like Apex or even worse, Fun Spot. Finally, a craptacular game turned out, well, it was okay, but a horrible couple frames there. Now we just need 10 within 3. Now jinx it by saying I found an alternative where semi-sticky, I have to get it to work. Alright, 2 to meet the minimum. Alright, an 8. Way too far left anyway. Niner, the only hope there was to hit that piece of wood on the left. There was not much of a window to hit the pin directly. Oh, we're done. Not bad. That 3 doesn't help, but everything else was okay. 95. We may have found like I said, the alternative way of approaching to make things work. Game number 9. Might just do the 12. We're not going to go the 18. Niner. And a spare. Oh, no wonder you're still working. I wonder how bad the battery is. Huh, not too bad. Plug it back in to do that. It's time for El Stinkle the bonus ball. What will the bonus be this time? I guess we'll say 10. Yeah, my left knee was also a problem, but it decides to play nice again, like it usually does. 2 El Stinkle the bonus balls. Drum Machine says, drops a bomb. Strike on spare, Chris Allen, nice spare. Hello, Drum Machine. And I think I said hello to Chris Allen, but hello again if I forgot. 2 El Stinkos. I've double striked here a couple times. Let's see if we can do it 3 times. Worst case is a 7. Eight, Phil, but yeah. Which one? Niner. Almost the Emily, but hey, a 9 at worst, not bad. Just barely behind the lob line for 10. And halftime report. Yeah, the balls need to be cleaned, but yeah, the slide's an issue, or lack thereof. 9. Spare, and then a strike in 3, which met a 10 fill for the spare. 9 and 4, the first 2 balls knocking down 8 to fill that, and then a 10, second highest half of the day, 66. The highest half ever happened here twice at 87, but we're at 66. Way too full on the wrong side. I know. Famous Putnam Street action. Wouldn't have mattered. Niner. All right, so 3 frames to go. 16 to hit 3 digits. There it is. The worst one you can get, spread eagle with prey in both talons. A craptacular 4. Yeah, the AC must have kicked on. The slide's sort of returning. I know when they have their competition, which they didn't this year for the obvious reason, they keep it really cold so there's slide, and good slide. Yeah, it's definitely the AC. Hitting again, which helps. 9. Okay, I need just 3 points. Oh, he made it. The problem is now I'm overcompensating for the lack of it. Beautiful shot. Crap. I thought if I pull that pin out, it would unstick it, but apparently it's stuck. All right, maybe we're good. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not willing to play with the mechanicals.
Yeah, no. Yeah. No, I don't blame you.
And there are places that let me go behind the wall, but that's about as far as we can take it. right, time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. Let's see what we can end with. Well, we don't have to reset. Well, that fill sucked, but the score doesn't. Yeah, the slide has returned. That 4 doesn't help, and that god-awful 0. 107. Yeah, so we got to build up. And I mean, when I was quote-unquote top of my form, 18 was kind of a stretch. And when I was able to hit 20, that's really pushing it. All right, we're done there. And number 10. Thank you, drum machine. And then the spare. What a craptacular thing that was. Nothing for the fill. Game number 10, but at least it's a 107. I got screwed. Now the slide's missing again. I think that's an 8. That can fix it. It's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball times 2. Twice, I almost got a double strike today. Both times the kingpin or the 5 landing. Other times, not so much. Now things get complicated. Once again, 2 El Stinko the bonus balls. And 1 El Stinko the bonus ball remaining from the previous frame, divided by pi times the circumference of the Earth and the radians of the typical Candlepin bowling ball. We just say roll 1 ball, how many pins fell, and enter the number. Never got a triple. All right, that finishes the fill for frame 3. And now we got to finish the fill for frame 4. All right, and now that's a fill for that frame. And once we see what we get for frame 5, it'll add everything up. Alrighty. I think we're tied the highest half. It allows you 6 and 1, 8 and 2, strike in 3, a strike in 4, which half fills 3, and then an 8 and 5, the first pin finishing the fill for 3, and then the second ball, total of pins fallen, the 8 for that fill, and the 8 for frame 5, which is the total of all that crap, 67. Do you follow me? If not, well, that's about as good as I can do it. Thanks for the nice try. Yeah, I like the kabloom, kabloom. You know what happens now, though? Great start, collapsed finish. But then again, I didn't get a 142 in New Palace by collapsing. Actually, I take it back, 76. I got the numbers backwards. 76 was the highest half for today. Highest half ever happened here, and it happened twice in 87. No love in a week 7. I guess it is the collapse. Only at Putnam Street, where something a legit house can do that. And as I've said many a times we've debunked the juice it carried. No good, it went in the gutter. And in any form of bowling, if the first ball or takes out pins and it's a foul, you're allowed to reset. So we can get the Emily, which happened today. King remains for the 9. 2 frames to get 9 for 3 digits. 110. So now let's see if we can get into the 110s. Not likely, but it can happen. And we end the great collapse because, hey, look who's trying. It's not a bad game, but per usual, first half good, last half collapse. The 7 doesn't help, and that 6 in the beginning sure does not help. But a 108. Also remember where we're doing it. Which is the most computer let me do. They just opened bowling in July. It's only been a month and I'm still building up. So we're going to stop at the usual 12. 10 wherever a score sheet only has 10. All right, number 11. Niner. Kingpin remaining. Ten. Okay. That's a Putnam Street strike. One of the ultimate back doors you can have. And everybody's got to admit, no exactly drum machine. 2, I'll stink on the bonus balls. And I hit the thing. We've double striked once today. Can we do it again? El Stinko 1 stinks with a 2. El Stinko 2 picks the rest for the spare. Or as I say, El Stinko stunk more for the pins. El Stinko yet again. Spare on strike, says Chris Allen. Exactly. Weirdest backdoor strike indeed. Oh, wait a minute. We got a halftime. 8, 9, 10 strike. And then a spare, which is the 10 fill on, no. Wait a minute. 8, 9, 10 strike, and we got a spare, which fills. And 57.5. So El Stinko, let's see what it does. Slide's gone again, but we're making it work. That's a 9, 57.5. We'll take the 9. It's not as bad as it looks, but it's still not that great. It's a 5. 3 frames to get 20 to hit 100. Five again. Yeah, it always has to collapse, doesn't it? Close, but it stayed on for the spare. Let's see what happens. We just need 3 to make 3. We need 3 for the fill to make triple digits. Otherwise, a combination of 4 or 5 will do it. El Stinko stunk with the 3, but the worst case is a 101. Pin's almost 16 inches long. And there's about, let's see, about 17 and a half inches between the edges of those two. And where did it go? And the typical collapse. What could have been? $106, but that. Imagine what we could have had. Maybe a 120 thing. Or at least the mid-1 teens. Alright. One more, because I definitely am not up to an 18 game run. Because even when I was doing those 12 at Mason's, it was a bear. Got to get used to doing it again. Final game. Are we plugged in? No, we're not. The battery might survive, but we don't know. So we plug it in. Nine to start. So is this going to be the typical ending? That it's awful? My lowest score here at Putnam Street is a 54. My low today is a 77. Is this going to be the new low or somewhere in the middle? Or the bowling gun's going to screw up and let me go higher? Kingpin for 9. Oh, there's Curry again. Granted, this is the easiest legit place to get rid of, but it's still not easy. Now it's just the 4 horsemen. Then it's the middle finger for 9. Ten. Niner halftime report. Yeah, this is going to be one of the weaker games, but so far not really that bad. 999, 10, 9, 46. Yeah, my standard of 100 is not really a standard. I would like to hit 90s. 80s I can live with. But here, if you can't get at least one lousy 100, you're not doing well. The lip at which the lane ends and the slight drop of the pin plate was pretty much caused the middle finger to stick. And stay for 9. I believe I was just barely, and I mean barely behind the line. Like I say though, I let the very minor ones live, but I think that was a good one. That one slipped out for 7. All right, 3 frames to get 18. Oh boy, high-low jack, but wood. There's half of them. Oh no, 10 to go. Well, that 4 may ruin things. Well, like I said, we usually end in a whimper and no exception. At least we made it to barely passable. I think it matters. It's an okay game, nothing special, but like always, we have to end poorly, albeit passable. Nothing really added up, but that 4 didn't help. And that 7's no help either. So that is it. Yes. and number 4. That'll be it, because like I said, we got to build up to that. We just came back a month ago. And 4 games was a stretch. Then 8 games was a stretch. I petered out 12. Then I did 12 okay. And in the land of no stick, when heat and or humidity is in this place is high, that I dread this place. And in one of the previous videos, we stopped early because my buddy Chris, when he had the time to come and bowl with us, he tweaked his knee slightly. He didn't hurt it, but it just did enough that he couldn't bowl on it anymore, and we had to stop. Yeah, during the winter, this place is no problem. So that's it from putts. Shrink her down a little bit so we can get it all in. This is George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.